Hello, and welcome to Sim Games TO, and I'm your host, Tony. So today we're going to be making the beautiful real-life city of Banff in Alberta, Canada. So what I first noticed when I opened this map was that there was a highway that came through where the city is, but that it was a one-way highway, and I thought that this was very interesting. I have never before made a city with a single one-way highway going through it, so I decided to leave it and not make an opposing directional highway because I wanted to see how this would affect the city build and share that with you. So first I'm going to start by opening up the areas of the map that I think that I'm going to be needing initially. Then I'm going to use the airport area tool to level off the terrain area that I will be using to build the city, and then I'm going to just go ahead and remove that after. It is very expensive to do terrain forming, so if you're going to be doing it during gameplay, then you need a money mod or to play with unlimited money. Then I'm going to use the landscaping tools to change the location of the river so that it is more to the south, so that we have more space to place the city there, as that is where it is supposed to go, and otherwise we won't have the space that we are going to need. So then once that is done, I'm going to focus my attention to the roads and setting these up. So coming back around to the one-way highway access to the city, at first I thought that this was silly, and I had never built a city with only one highway that only went in one direction. At first I thought that the map was just incomplete, and who knows, maybe it was. But then when I started to think about it, I realized that trying to do this will actually have its benefits. So I have placed the highway intersections, and I will only need to make one on-ramp and one off-ramp going in the same direction. And this is one of those things that I actually came to really appreciate about it, which is that it makes things much simpler. Normally we're used to starting a city and working with a city that has multiple highway entrances going in both directions. This is something that actually makes things more complicated because now you have to think about which way traffic is going to flow. In this case, as we have it in our real-life build at Banff, since the highway is only going to go in one direction, it is obvious that all the traffic into the city will be coming from the right and then exiting the city to the left. And that traffic in the city will generally flow in that direction. Now, I'm not saying that we should all of a sudden change the way that we start and build cities from now on, but it is definitely eye-opening to see the benefits of using a single-direction highway into the city, and we're going to see more of that as we continue the build. Having said that, in real life, it would not necessarily be possible or practical to have a city being accessed by one-way highways, just because traffic would need to move in and out of a given city in different directions. But we are playing a game, so we can run these, in air quotes, simulations, to see how it would work. So now I am just about done setting up the roads in the northern part of the city, and I'm going to go through the routine of setting up everything else, such as zoning, city services, and education. I am intentionally placing the industrial area up at the top middle there, with its own dedicated access point in and out of the highway for trucks to use, and the main roads going in and out of the city are connected to the highway. This will allow truck traffic to easily flow in and out of the industrial area, and then easily flow through the commercial buildings in the city from right to left. There is of course also an access road in between the industrial and commercial district for trucks to be able to travel on, and of course for Sims to also access the industrial area to be able to get to work. The residential area is located to the south of the main road. This should keep truck traffic away from residential streets, and therefore also reduce traffic along those small streets. It will only serve to help the traffic flow that most trucks will be able to travel in a single direction to get to and from their destinations. Now, given that this is a small city, traffic is not going to be much of a problem anyways. However, any city, when it is small, is not going to have much traffic. But over time, this changes, and if the roads are not set up in a way that is designed to handle and manage the traffic flow of this larger volume, this will inevitably become a problem. It is always important to consider the traffic flow and management of a city when making it, and thinking ahead when starting a city. As a city becomes larger, traffic will increase and become a problem if it is not planned for as the city is being built. Having built as many cities as I have in City Skylines, I can tell you that if you don't consider traffic flow in your build from the beginning when you start your city, this is something that will definitely catch up with you when your city becomes larger. Then you'll have to go back and redo your roads, spend a bunch of time trying to fix it, or even worse, not be able to fix the traffic problem in your city at all. So I'm now going to add in the intercity bus terminal to make the city accessible for tourists from the outside, for Sims that don't want to drive here. I'm also going to fill in some more residential and commercial zoning, as the city is now in need of this. I'm also going to place the tunnel Mountain Campground Nature Reserve here in this pocket of the city here in the upper right hand. This is a good location for it, as it is away from the busy main road and still very close for Sims to be able to walk to. As the city is starting to come to life, you can see that the vehicles are making their way from right to left mainly. Another benefit of this one-way traffic flow is that this will create less left-hand turns. If you have spent any amount of time watching why traffic gets backed up and fixing it, then you will know that the left-hand turn plays one of the most significant roles in traffic problems in a city that has higher traffic volumes on its roads. So now I'm going to go ahead and also build the other half of the city on the south side of the river, connected with a single bridge. We're then going to take a look at the overall traffic flow and see how that's going. So we can see that the roads are mainly clear in the city. There is this red area here along the main road that is connecting the northern part of the city to the southern side, where there is only this single bridge. If I was going to be making the city larger, I would definitely create some more roads connecting the north and south side of the city. I would also make a couple of walkways between the two and add in another off-ramp from the highway to the southern part of the city. However, since I'm not going to be making the city larger, I'm not going to be getting too worked up over this. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also consider subscribing and watching some of my other City Skylines videos. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy skylining.